Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolutely breathless World Cup round of 32 clash down in Miami that frankly completely defied expectations. If you ever thought knockout soccer was getting a little predictable, well, the match we're about to break down is going to completely change your mind. I mean, think about it. Could the greatest goal scorer of all time actually be unseated by the ultimate underdogs? We aren't just talking about your standard football match today. No, we're looking at a classic David versus Goliath scenario, playing out on a sultry evening in South Florida with literally the entire world watching. Section 1. David meets Goliath. To really get a feel for the magnitude of this clash, we've got to look at the sheer disparity in their pedigree and tactical DNA, and this is before a single ball was even kicked. On one side, obviously, you have Argentina, spearheaded by a Lionel Messi who was in absolutely lethal form, tallying 11 goals in his last 7 matches heading into this game. Just an absolute offensive juggernaut, right? But then, on the other side, you've got Cape Verde. And they built their entire tournament run on this highly disciplined, gritty defensive strategy. I mean, they survived the group stages by grinding out 0-0 draws against heavyweights like Spain and Saudi Arabia. So the big takeaway here is that Cape Verde didn't need to outscore you. They just needed to make sure you couldn't score on them. Section 2. The expected script. So when the whistle blew, the first half seemed to follow everyone's predictions just perfectly. Argentina came out dominating early possession. They're controlling the tempo, looking entirely comfortable. But listen, Cape Verde wasn't just sitting back passively. Oh no, they were executing this highly specific masterclass in frustration. Their tactics were crystal clear. Suffocate the game by limiting space in the middle of the pitch. Whenever Messi touched the ball, they literally kept 3 defenders around him at all times, just completely cutting off his passing lanes. And when stars like Enzo Fernandez and Rodrigo de Paul tried to break through, Cape Verde's goalkeeper, Wizinha, was right there, making crucial, super confident early saves to keep the game deadlocked. But here's the thing, right? Against a team like Argentina, you can be tactically perfect for 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, but eventually that sleeping giant is going to wake up. And right around the 20-minute mark, the inevitable breakthrough happened. Messi seamlessly snuck in behind the Cape Verde defense, as we've seen him do so many times in his career, and netted his historic 20th career World Cup goal. Just an absolutely incredible milestone. And this just brilliantly illustrates the dynamic of this legendary squad. Like the broadcaster noted, when it's Argentina, it's Messi's team, and everybody's okay with that. Now, this opening goal completely lulled viewers into a false sense of security. Argentina was up 1-0 in Miami. Everyone watching just assumed, okay, the expected script is locked in, and that Argentina would cruise to an easy, comfortable victory from there. Section 3. Shockwave across the globe. Well, just when everyone thought it was over, our scrappy underdogs suddenly, and I mean violently, flipped the script. Out of absolute nowhere, Cape Verde found their moment in transition. Ryan Mendez makes this brilliant pass in an incredibly tight space, finding Duarte, who somehow, someway, slots the ball home from a remarkably tight angle. And just like that, against all odds, the game is tied at 1-1. Let me tell you, this single goal sent a literal shockwave across the globe. Just try to channel the sheer disbelief of that moment. The stadium in Miami was absolutely stunned. Cape Verde, the team known for grinding out scoreless draws, had just answered right back against the South American giants. They proved right then and there that they weren't just there to survive. They were there to fight. Which naturally brings us to the most pressing question. How on earth did Cape Verde survive the subsequent onslaught to force extra time? Because look, by scoring, they fully woke up a furious Argentinian attack. Argentina just began throwing absolutely everything at them, wave after wave. The answer? Sheer, gritty resilience. Surviving the Giants required a Herculean effort from the entire Cape Verde squad. Dini Borges was making these critical, perfectly timed late tackles to deny clear scoring chances. Kevin Pina was literally absorbing yellow cards. I mean, dragging Messi to the ground just to halt his momentum in dangerous territory. And Wizinha? The guy was producing unbelievable magic in the net. Get this. At one point, Messi tried to take a quick free kick while no one was paying attention, right? But Wizinha reacts instantly, makes a spectacular diving save, and then pops right back up to block the rebound. It was madness. But they held the line through the absolute chaos of regulation. Section 4. The extra time thriller. So, if you thought regulation was wild, the final minutes of this match were an absolute whiplash of momentum swings. The breathtaking pace of the climax goes a little something like this.
We start extra time, then Argentina strikes, but Cape Verde instantly equalizes again, leading to a final, super dramatic game-winning header. Let's break these explosive moments down one by one, because it happens fast.
First off, Argentina finally breaks the deadlock again. Following a frantic scramble and an initial deflected shot in the box, Lautaro Martinez steps up and just fires it in. It was actually, incredibly, his first career World Cup goal, and man, it felt like the absolute dagger. Argentina takes a 2-1 lead in extra time. But wait, Cape Verde, completely refusing to bow down, instantly answers back. An almost impossible, unbelievable second equalizer to make it 2-2. The broadcast booth was literally losing their minds, calling it incredible, remarkable, and almost unbelievable. The underdogs had dragged the Giants right back down to the turf. You couldn't write a better script. But finally, in the end, the relentless, suffocating pressure from Argentina proved to be just slightly too much. On a perfectly delivered outswinging corner kick from Messi, Romero elevates way above the defense and finishes with this brilliant, powerful header. Romero sprints off to lead the massive celebrations in the Miami Heat. Argentina retakes the lead 3-2, finally putting this wildly chaotic game to rest. So that brings us to our final thought. In a tournament full of megastars, is the ultimate thrill actually found when the expected script is completely ripped to shreds? I mean, it's matches exactly like this one, where heavyweights are pushed to the absolute breaking point by gritty, fearless underdogs that make knockout soccer the most captivating spectacle in the world. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this deep dive into the tactics and the sheer chaos leaves you energized, informed, and hungry to explore even more incredible matchups.